The Highwood Mountains are one of 7 island mountain ranges located in central Montana, and they represent another success story for OHV trail management. The Highwoods are about 35 miles east of Great Falls and are surrounded by several smaller communities. The U.S. Forest Service manages 42,500 acres of multiple-use public land in the mountain range. The area has many gentle ridgelines and open grasslands, which means it is a very easy mountain range to travel, because there aren't many rock outcroppings or cliffs to stop travelers from crossing the forest. In 1989, the Forest Service began travel planning for the area because recreational uses were increasing, and they wanted to designate a trail system to stop the creation of new, informal routes in the area. In 1988, the area had 21 miles of designated multiple-use trails, but the entire area was open to cross-country travel by OHVs, except for 2 small areas seen in light green. Over the course of the next 3 years, the Forest Service went through the travel management process. They reached out to OHV riders, hikers, equestrians, adjacent landowners, county commissioners, and other parties to ask them to inventory the trails they used. They engaged all of the interested parties in a collaborative process that helped them find as much common ground as possible and made the final decision for the area in 1993. The result was a designated trail system with 29 miles of multiple-use trails, 9 miles of horse and hiking trail, and 2 miles of hiking-only trail. While none of the parties involved in the collaborative process got everything they wanted, they agreed the system could work, and agreed to work together with the Forest Service to implement the decision. Between 1994 and 1998, trailheads were built or improved. Trails were relocated, reconstructed, and improved. Signs were installed, and wet areas were improved. Some roads were converted to trails, and others were closed. During the initial implementation of the decision, none of the work was done with agency money. Much of the work was done by volunteers from the Great Falls Trail Bike Riders, the C.M. Russell Backcountry Horsemen, the Chief Mountain Hot Shot Crew, youth groups, Eagle Scouts, and contractors. The work done by the Hot Shots and contractors was paid for with grant money from the Montana Off-Highway Vehicle Program. In 1999, the Forest Service funded the North Fork Trailhead with Forest Service capital investment money. This is the only Forest Service-funded project in the trail system. The result is a trail system that is fun to ride. Off-trail use is exceptionally low, and conflicts between the various trail users are rare, even though the trail system is used by many motorized and non-motorized users simultaneously. So why did this travel planning process work? Because the Forest Service followed the process. They conducted an inventory to see what was already on the ground. They engaged in system planning and evaluated many options for creating loops. They eliminated some user-created routes and adopted others. They evaluated construction of many new routes while using several existing routes. Trail design standards and trail management objectives were defined. Loops were created wherever possible, and one destination trail remains in the system. The system is actively managed. Signs are installed and maps of the area are available. And volunteers are involved in every single project. The management of the area employs the principles of the 4 E's. So, after more than a decade and a half, why does the system continue to work? The Highwoods fulfill one piece of the motorized opportunity puzzle. It's primarily a springtime day-use area for trail bikes, and other areas are available for ATV and 4x4 use nearby. There is an incredible sense of ownership by the Great Falls Trail Bike Riders Association and Backcountry Horsemen. Between the two groups, they've adopted all but 2 miles of the trail system. The Great Falls Trail Bike riders have adopted 19 miles of multiple-use trail, and the horsemen have adopted 10 miles of multiple-use trail and 8 miles of stock trail. More importantly, the groups frequently help each other with the multiple-use trail maintenance and work together on projects. The availability of opportunities match people's expectations. There's a lot of outreach through the groups, the agency, and local dealers, so people know what to expect when they go to the high woods, and it's all good. As you can see, the management of the high woods relies heavily on the 4 E's. From an engineering standpoint, the system is well planned. The trails are well designed, are fun to ride, and are low maintenance. Trailheads allow users to disperse and bypass trails around the campground, keeping camper and trail user conflicts to a minimum. From an educational point of view, good signs, maps, and public outreach help people have accurate expectations and make navigating the area easy. Enforcement needs are minimal, with most efforts being needed at the trailheads to make certain riders understand the rules and have compliant machines and registrations. Evaluation and monitoring of the trails is done by the volunteer groups. Effectiveness of road and trail management plans are reviewed periodically by the Forest Service. When problems surface, the groups and agency work together to find solutions. All of these examples show that OHV recreation can be successfully managed. Whether the area is small, large, public, or private, OHV recreation, when created or improved with the 4 E's and a management plan, can be sustainable and have low maintenance costs, reduce the need for enforcement, protect our natural resources by keeping users on the trails, and most importantly, can have a positive economic impact for nearby communities and get people out on the trails. The NOHVCC can offer assistance and education on many of the tools needed to create a management plan and a successful riding area or trail system. We're a great resource for recreationists and managers alike. We'll see you out on the trails.